Welcome back to the O Show. Apparently, there's going to be a parabolic Bitcoin rally as we had a pretty bullish weekly close. Plus, there is another $10,000 XRP prediction. This one is a bit interesting, and we're going to cover a few different things that happen over the weekend. As most of you know, I normally do a DGen live stream at 10 a.m. PST on Sundays, around that time whenever I decide to wake up. But in lights of what happened over the weekend, we just did a live stream. We didn't really talk about price action. I just didn't really feel that it was appropriate. I really didn't in any way, shape, or form. But we're here. We're here today, and we're going to kind of do a recap of things that happen. I do have to be careful what I say on this particular platform and that particular platform. X is really the only place that you can kind of say what you want, but at the same time, you can't, because my account is shadow banned over there. But anyways, we're going to talk about, what's going on. First off, let's go ahead and go into a Bitcoin market update. Got to talk about a Bitcoin market update. So this is going to be the daily for the crypto markets. And as you can see, everything is up. Everything is up. Popcat is up, Beam, PP, MOG, everything is up. And that's primarily because Bitcoin got back above $60,000. $60,000. And I'm bullish on that. I'm excited about it. It's good to see the market kind of rebound. As far as the weekly goes, MOG 62%, Popcat, a lot of the meme coins are up and whatnot. Now, if we go and we take a look at Bitcoin, we've got some really, really exciting price action. Okay. This is going to be the daily. I want to zoom into the weekly and kind of see where we close, because we didn't really get to talk about that. So yesterday was the Bitcoin weekly close. And I decided not to do a live stream because I just didn't feel that it was appropriate. I was kind of bummed out about some of the things that happened. We talked about it. I don't want to get into it too much. You guys know where I stand on these types of things. Last week, though, we opened at 55.7. We had a swing wick low to 54,000, and we kissed $60,800. Got a little bit higher than that at 61.2, and then we ended up closing at $60,000, and then we shot up from 60,800 to 64,000. Me personally, just as long as we stay above the $60,000 area, I am incredibly bullish. However, I'm also incredibly bullish even if we break back down and we range between $61,000 to $53,000. Extremely bullish. Why? Because we've been able to sustain the market volatility. And again, we talked about this drop being about a 28% drop. Let's see. What was this? A 28% drop. And this is kind of normal. This is good price action. This is normal price action. We love this price action. We want to see it. The market sentiment did get a bit nasty, and it will always get nasty when number goes down because people are unable to control their emotions. But we didn't get that ugly 50% drop. Okay. And we had a lot of people calling for $38,000 Bitcoin, $20,000 Bitcoin, especially the TikTokers over there, the ticky tackies. And I didn't give a bottom prediction. I said it was a local bottom because anytime I give a prediction, everybody gets mad. So we just vibe. Ultimately, though, 52, which we kissed, to about $50,000 is a nice local bottom. It really, really is. Because if you go back, you can see this previous price action back in 2021, the swing wick high, January 2024. So could Bitcoin hit that $38,000 area? Yeah. Is it going to? As of right now, I don't think so. I think we're doing great right now. Volatility can occur. Things can happen. But at the same time, just as long as we can sustain above the $60,000 area, we're cool. And the reason why this is bullish, because some people don't seem to understand, is, look at this chart. Look at the gains across the board with altcoins. This is bullish for people that are in the trenches. This is bullish for people that are actively trading. This is bullish for people that are holding these particular projects. I don't know how you don't think that this is bullish. A 73% gain, 22%, 30%, 25%, 35% on ICP, VET, 34%, Stacks, 38.6%. But anyways, let's get into the other news stories here. So this is going to be our Bitcoin liquidations. or Bitcoin liquidations. So the weekend surge forced 170 million worth of shorts into liquidation. It was the largest daily gain since May 20th. The Bitcoin weekly closed above $60,000 again. Couple $100 above it, and short liquidations totaled around 170 million, while long liquidations were around $49 million. Whales bought $4.3 billion worth of Bitcoin, and high amounts of leverage positions were noted between $58,000 and $62,000. Plus, the German government is done dumping on us. And there are some rumors that it's BlackRock that's buying up that Bitcoin, and it 100% could be. I don't know. I don't have those types of statistics here. But when we do take a look at what the German government is holding, they are holding $420.85. They liquidated all of their holdings, which I think is probably one of the most ridiculous things ever, considering President El Salvador, 42 years old, is buying Bitcoin. They're always buying Bitcoin, and they're doing different Bitcoin-related things. They're using it as not only a currency, but essentially a hedge against the US dollar and the rest of the world. But people were sending them Bitcoin. And on one of the messages, they said, have fun staying poor, which is absolutely hilarious. So they are done dumping on us, which is good. We still have the Mt. Gox distributions that are going to be happening. They're going to see some FUD about that, etc. I also heard that China was going to unban Bitcoin. And again, that's another thing that if you've been in the industry for as long as I have, it's always China's banning Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, then India is, and then they're taking it back, and yourmom.com. That's what they do. There's all these rumors all the time. And then Tether's going to fail. There's always different types of FUD that's happening. So it's really up to you to read these headlines, to read the stories, to hear people like me, and to listen to yourself and to come up with something that makes sense for yourself, because we will always hear these types of stories. Me personally, I am a big believer in Bitcoin, long term. But at the same time, you know, what's going on? I do want to take a look at, actually, I want to take a look at the price action again really quickly. What were people doing and why were they doing it? This was yesterday. Why is my time in that time? I can't see what time it is. I don't like reading the military time. So people were essentially shorting resistance over here. I'm not sure what's happening. This looks like a pretty nice uptrend. I guess the volatility over here, that people thought there was going to be a reversal on the 4 hour. Taking a look at the daily, that happened. Yeah, the daily looked bullish. I don't understand why people are shorting. Good for them. Again, we talk about not using leverage. There's no need to use leverage. No need to use leverage. I do want to play you this story. We were supposed to play it later on, but I do want to play it now because we did talk about BlackRock buying Bitcoin from the Germans. We don't know if this story is true or not, or that rumor, because people that are talking about, they don't necessarily have sources. But BlackRock's sneaky. You have to remember, BlackRock has got entities. So BlackRock assets under management rise through $10 trillion. This is why people are saying that they are buying that Bitcoin from Germany. The asset manager is the largest public holder of Bitcoin by virtue of its iShares Bitcoin Trust Exchange Fund, now which holds more than 300,000 Bitcoin. That's scary. And their assets under management, AUM, climbed through 10 trillion in the second quarter. And again, I don't necessarily think that it is them buying a Bitcoin, but I do think that, buying Bitcoin from Germany, but I do think they have been accumulating. And remember, they don't have to tell us right away. The disclosures are like 30 to 45 days. And also make sure to smash the like and share this. That would greatly, greatly help me. One of the things I do want to, also show you guys is going to be on Twitter. There was a very interesting story that came out from Mr. Larry Fink, and we're going to watch this together. One thing I will say, and there's a couple people in the comments on Twitter that didn't understand what I was saying. I said BlackRock Larry Fink is buying, or BlackRock Larry Fink studies Bitcoin. Study anything BlackRock touches. Why did I say that? And we should clip this too. So, we will never be able to beat the elites any way, shape, or form. If you're an underdog, if you come where I come from, if you come from below where I come from, or a little bit higher than I come from, it is very, very rare that you will be able to not only have access to these people, but be able to directly compete. Very, very rare. So how do you fight back? How are you able to perform? How are you able to build wealth? How are you able to improve the quality of life for you, your family, and the future generations? How? You study what these people do. You don't have to think that they're good people. You don't have to like them at all. That is called ethical grifting. Ethical grifting is simply watching what some of these very successful people are doing, study their patterns, hear what they say, do your research, but listen to yourself. If Larry Fink is talking about buying Bitcoin, something you probably want to pay attention to. If Larry Fink is talking about Ethereum or real world assets, pay attention to that. He is coming on national television to talk about this, to let you know what their move is, what they're doing. That's in my personal opinion. So now the choice is in your hands. The fact that this man is on TV talking about this, mainstream media talking about it, something you should pay attention to. And again, sometimes I do understand that these people are going to say one thing and do another, because they do that a lot. And that's why I say hear what they say, but listen to yourself. But the fact that he's on TV talking about Bitcoin is incredibly important. When we talk about ethical grifting, everybody grifts. Everybody grifts everywhere. I don't know one person that doesn't grift, but there's a difference between grifting and ethical grifting. When we talk about ethical grifting, it's like, hey, I see these rich people doing XYZ. I don't really like what they do because they buy a property and they really kind of control everything in the world. They're not good people. But at the same time, I'm never going to be in their class. I'm never going to be in their status. So I'm going to watch them and I'm going to grift alongside them, but I'm going to do it in a manner that serves me and my family and my community so that I can improve the quality of life of everyone around me. And that's how we win. That is exactly how you win. And if you don't understand that, take a step back and think about it, because it's exactly how people are able to build wealth. And if you read the 48 Laws of Power, you understand that. You watch, you listen, you join, but you do it to where you still have moral standards. Now let's go ahead and listen to the story over here. Okay. I'm going to go to the desktop audio. Okay. All right. You guys ready? Ready? This is a bit of a long one, so bear with me.
Now, I know you have been a leader in willing to embrace crypto. You have made it so that people can be in Bitcoin. We hear that you are thinking about Ethereum. These are incredible things. Now, BlackRock is not...
And remember, Cramer is an actor. Cramer is an actor. Well, I don't even want to say actor. He's an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. Most of the people you see on social media, we're entertainers. Don't take us seriously.
Known as a gunslinger by any means. So you obviously must believe that this may be as an alternative. Is this an alternative in order to be able, because of a deficit, maybe something long-term people should have?
Absolutely. As you know, I was a skeptic.
Yes.
I was a proud skeptic.
He was a skeptic. Why was he a skeptic? Well, the reason why Mr. Fink was a skeptic of Bitcoin was simply because he didn't have enough, because they didn't have the spot ETF. They didn't have control over the market. Think about that. That's why he was a skeptic. But now that they have the Bitcoin spot ETF, he is able to profit off of that. So now he's not a skeptic. Bitcoin at one time was a threat to the third-party oppressors, to these people. It is no longer a threat because they own a significant amount, 300,000 to be exact. And the reason why I've always been like, cool, the BlackRock spot ETF, the ETFs, they're good for adoption. Cool, all day long. All day long. But really, when you think about it, the true purpose of Bitcoin was so that you can hold it, to remove the third parties. And now we are cheering for those same third parties to hold that Bitcoin, so we don't have to do it. And yeah, for most people, it makes sense. But at the end of the day, that's not why it was created. So always keep that in the back of your mind. Are his intentions good? No, not at all. They're not good. They're not here to make the world a better place. He is here to line his pocketbook. He is here to line the pocketbooks of everybody else in his network, not your network.
And I studied it, learned about it, and I came away saying, okay, my opinion 5 years ago was wrong. Here's my opinion today. This is what I believe in today. I believe the opportunity today. I believe Bitcoin is legitimate. I'm not trying to say there's not misuses like everything else, but it is a legitimate financial instrument.
It is a legitimate financial instrument because I have some now. And he probably had it before, but because his company that he's running has a lot of it, 300,000 of it. In retrospect, is that a lot of Bitcoin? Not necessarily. But at the end of the day, you have to remember all the different shareholders in BlackRock, all these big companies, all these traditional financial companies, that they're all shareholders in each other. They're all accumulating Bitcoin together. And that means that there's more Bitcoin that they own that they're leading on to be.
That allows you to have maybe uncorrelated, non-correlated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened, though. Right. It is an instrument when you believe that countries are debasing their currency, debasing their currency by excess deficits, and some countries are. I believe we have countries where you're frightened of your everyday existence, and if you have an opportunity to invest in something that is outside your country's control, then you can have more financial control. And so I'm a major believer that there is a role for Bitcoin in portfolios. I believe you're going to see that as one of the asset classes that we all look at.
We're going to see it as one of the asset classes that we all look at because I own it, because I get to control it. And remember, we're talking about something that has a finite supply. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be available. And in addition to that, with human error, that amount decreases.
I look at it as digital gold, as I said before, and I do believe there's a real need for everyone to look at it as one alternative to, I would say, the optimism that I have in the world. The optimism that I have in the world, even though I want to own a majority of Bitcoin, I do not want to allow you to hold it yourself, for you to be self-sovereign, and I'm going to continue to do atrocious things to the underdogs of the United States of America so that they are not allowed to own property. When I hedge hope, Bitcoin is not an instrument for hope unless you're hopeful you're going to make a lot of money on it. Bitcoin is an instrument for hope. The reason why it's an instrument for hope is because you are able to hold your own money. You don't have to go through a bank. You don't have to go through a predatory third party. And that's what the banks are. I don't know how many times I need to say it. Banks are great because, we can use a bank to store our money and pay all these bills and stuff. But realistically, if you take a step back, you're required to use a bank in the United States of America. You can't buy a house. You cannot rent. Everything is becoming very digital. If you do not have access to a bank account, you will not eat food because you can't. Yes, right now there's places still accepting cash, but for the most part, in the next 10 years, are they still going to accept cash? Did you learn this on your own? You're so intelligent. No, I'm actually reading a script. All of this is just a script that I'm reading. But at the end of the day, banks, we do need them because the type of society we're operating in. Bitcoin is a hedge against the third parties. However, that narrative is now being poisoned because BlackRock is here. Is what it is. Will I keep holding Bitcoin? Yes. Will I use the Bitcoin spot ETF? The only way I will use a Bitcoin spot ETF is if it helps me save on my taxes. Because as most of you know, I pay my crypto taxes, even though taxes are a scam. But at the same time, no, I did not get financial education. I have made over 4,000 media pieces. I spend countless hours reading, researching, and doing all that jazz. And you are capable of learning all this information as well. So I appreciate your comment. But that's where we are in the world. So again, watch what BlackRock says. Do you want to follow them on this move? That's completely up to you. But at the same time, it's worth noting what's going on in the United States of America. It very much is. So be cautious. Be very, very, very cautious. Now that we got through that, apparently, Polymarket data shows, considering the events that happened over the weekend, that Mr. T will get reelected. You already know where I stand on that. You already know how I feel. I'm a single issue voter. I'm voting pro crypto. Why? Because if I don't vote pro crypto, then I will not be able to provide for my daughter in the United States of America, and I will have to move. I already have friends that have moved overseas with their kids. I don't want to have to move overseas, but at the same time,
Getting a little bit cuckoo here, right? Getting a little bit cuckoo here. Yeah, I did nuke someone. Yeah, we know the ticky-tackies are bad. They get riled up sometimes, but it's okay. When you're low IQ, well, I don't want to say low IQ, but when you do not, when you just say things that make an emotional response, I choose to ignore it and just not deal with it. Because one of the things that I've learned on the internet, and this kind of correlates into everything we've seen, that all the tragedies that happened over the weekend in the United States of America, is that there's a lot of emotional responses. The internet not only has allowed us to have access to unlimited information, to make educated decisions based on the information, but we're able to look at both sides. We are able to look at both sides of a situation, say, hey, I never knew that before. But the problem is when you have people that are able to have access to all this information and a lot of the mental health problems we have in the United States of America and the self-hatred they have for themselves, it's easy to look at one side instead of actually practicing critical thinking and saying, hey, maybe I was wrong. So I just don't tolerate that type of behavior, because I've actually tried to talk to a lot of these people about their opinions of me, and it just never worked out. All it's done is just fueled the fire. So I just don't engage in it anymore. However, I'm always open. Like if you guys send me an email, if you guys want to have like a mature conversation, happy to do it. But the moment you start insulting me and the moment you start getting emotional, I don't do it. I don't do it. I've been through too much in my life to have to deal with that. And I'm not your parents. Just because your parents didn't teach you proper etiquette, I'm not going to do it. All right. What does Mr. Mario have to say? Okay. So apparently Blackrock pulls ad featuring that horrible coward. What are my thoughts on this? I don't see how this is correlated. I watched it and I just don't see how it's correlated. I could be wrong. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of interesting thoughts that are things that I believe. This, not so much over here. I really don't. I don't see the correlation there. But again, people are looking to find anything that makes sense, anything that they can resonate with. So I don't know. Is BlackRock evil? Yeah. But at the same time, what are we going to do here? And now let's talk about XRP, because there was a prediction that XRP is going to $10,000. So this gentleman over here, this is a long video. We are not going to watch the entire video, but this gentleman over here did predict what the tragedy that happened over the weekend. And this person in a different video said the same thing. And digital asset investor said, who needs riddlers and bears when we have a profit? The same man predicted Mr. T's predicts a $10,000 XRP. I have hope the Lord warned him about XRP brown shirts because they are coming. There's no way. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I could play this, so we're not going to play it. But apparently this gentleman gave the prediction that XRP is going to go to $10,000. There's a video circulating where he says this, and it is in fact 3 months old. The Lord also told him that XLM prices will increase. This is the thing. I don't see XRP hitting $10,000. There wasn't a date given when it's going to hit $10,000, but in order for XRP to hit $10,000, what we can simply do is we can go to the market cap. And again, a big shout out to the XRP community and the Ripple community. I think you guys are awesome. I am so happy for you and all of the price pump this weekend. I'm happy that you guys have really been fighting for us as a whole entire industry as a whole. But as far as XRP price going to 10,000 per coin, that's a big thing. A big price bump. The market cap would need to 10,000, more than 10,000 times. It would just be absolutely crazy. I think like 20,000 times. And that would be a big market cap. So could it happen one day? Maybe. Is it going to happen today? No. Is it going to happen this cycle? No. That's just my personal opinion. I think that we can, like, if we take a look at XRP price, we can definitely do that. Let's see. It's at 53 cents. And one of the unfortunate things about this price move up is that we pumped all the way from 38 cents to almost 57 cents, but we failed to close above the trend line. It was just a cute little trend line that I drew from way back when, but we failed to close above the trend line. That's not fun. But realistically, we are consolidating above 50 cents, which is good. So nice. So big shout out to the XRP community. I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely outstanding, my dears. Also, too, when we talk about some of the, where's the story over here? Was it this one? We talk about, where is it? All the different meme coins. Yeah, there's a story about all the different Mr. T meme coins, which is a little bit ridiculous. A little bit ridiculous because you guys are crazy, especially crypto. Super fun. I just didn't feel like participating in any of that this weekend. It was a little bit upsetting to me. Anna's so a bunch of Mr. T related meme coins, MAGA, Donald Trump surge, Biden related meme coins, Bowden decline, and his latest NFT collection on Polygon rose to $933 Matic, $502 from $228. And apparently Mr. T is still reportedly planning to speak at Bitcoin conference. If you guys are going to go to the Bitcoin conference, please use my friend Altcoin Daily, their ref link, because they will be there. I will not be there. I've got some family things that I want to attend to. So I'm happy for you guys that are going. But yeah, that's what's going on with those meme coins. And there was like a ear with ear, all kinds of ridiculous things. Me personally, I was just like, I can't really participate in this. I just didn't feel comfortable, but I'm happy for you guys. I'm really happy for you guys participating. Not about market cap. That's your opinion. I do think that things are about a market cap. I think market cap is not always the end all be all, but I think market cap is important when you're talking about money because yes, you can continue to print money, but you're going to have to get it from somewhere. So Gamer said that means if XRP hits $10, then its market cap will be $1 trillion. And again, that's those types of things do matter. And again, I'm not saying we're not going to hit $10,000. It's just right now, I'm just not seeing it. Because if we do look at the entire market cap, if we do look at the entire crypto market cap, this is everything including Bitcoin, we're at $2.26 trillion. And Bitcoin on its own is like over $1 trillion. So XRP would be like if it was to hit that like next month, I'm just saying, then another $1 billion would probably be added, or excuse me, another $1 trillion. So it would be like 1/3 of the market cap, which, you know, is a little bit hard to digest. But hey, at the same time, I'm not saying it's not going to do that. Not saying it. Anyways, let's talk about the Ethereum ETF. So this is from Nate Gersey, and I'm very bad at pronouncing things, and that's okay. All right. So Ethereum tops $3,300 as analysts tip ETF approvals this week. It is up 14%. They're expecting the spot ETFs to launch by the end of the week. This analyst and the president of the ETF store predicts 8 spot Ethereum ETFs will launch this week and believes there are no reasons for further delay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Issuers like Van Eck and 21 Shares filed amended registrations last week seeking final approval from SEC to list spot Ethereum ETFs. I personally think that we will see $10,000 Ethereum this run. I hope so. I really, really hope so. Why? Because I hold a lot of Ethereum and I'm a bit biased. And it's okay to admit that you're biased. It is absolutely okay to admit you're biased. But I want to see $10,000 Ethereum. And in order for Ethereum to hit $10,000, we would just need to like three to four times, which is a little bit reasonable, especially when we're talking about a bull run. Now, when we do take a look at Ethereum price action, Ethereum has had beautifully above 2,800. And I'm so glad that I bought a decent amount. And again, I had a whole bunch that I was holding, not a whole lot compared to other people, but I had a bunch I've been holding since, you know, I've been buying whatever. And then I also bought more, I think it's $1,700, $1,800. And then, thank you. And then, so I'm up. So just as long as we didn't break $2,000, I've been just cold chilling in my spot. Don't need to use leverage. If you do want to use leverage, you guys could use Margex. The link is down below. That's your business, not my business. But we're nice and up. We're nice and up. And if we do zoom in, we can just draw a cute little trend line over here and kind of see what's going on with Ethereum. So if we are able to continue to climb up, I would look to like $3,600, $4,000, $4,200. So if we do, in fact, can get that Ethereum spot ETF approved, we can soar. And again, I think top for Ethereum this cycle be $7,000 to $10,000. Okay. This is important. This is Paul Bridger, and it's the head of Coinbase Institute and founder of PGB for Crypto. I want to just cover this for you because this is important. It's not sexy, but it's important. Okay. So he has joined Coinbase as the head of Coinbase Institute, and he's the founder of PGB PGP, Pretty Good Policy, podcast by the Electric Coin Company. He is the head of the U.S. Policy and Strategic Advocacy at ECC, and ECC is building a full stack user experience for ZCash. This is interesting because ZCash is a privacy coin that was anticipated to do really well previous years, but it hasn't. But again, that is very, very interesting. They got somebody from ZCash to a traditional financial firm because that's what Coinbase is. Brigner has been working on the ECC during their efforts to integrate the Coinbase on-ramp API that enables users of ZCash, ECC Zcash self-custody wallet to fund their Zcash or their Zashi wallet with Zcash using the debit card, credit cards, and Coinbase balances. Zcash is a privacy coin. That's why it's ironic. At Coinbase, he will work closely with Blockchain Association, VanEck Digital Assets Initiative, and more. And he called this opportunity to expand the Institute's scope, drive thought leadership, and collaborate with diverse tech policy communities. Interesting, right? Coinbase always surprises me. They always do. I don't know what's going on, but they do. Anyways, you guys, that is the show for today. I am sending you and your families love and light. Wendy says, my surname is Ethereum Bull. It kind of is. It kind of is. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for popping up today, for coming in. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me and the channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this. And as always, I will catch you guys on the flip side. I might do a second video. I haven't decided. We will see. Anyway, sending everyone love and light. I got to go eat some breakfast. Maybe a salad. Anyways, bye. Bye, babies. I will post a market update for you guys soon. Goodbye.